Hi everybody, I am Kamlakar and I am back with a program of AI in Python which is based on TYBSc Computer Science syllabus of Mumbai University. But don't worry, it can be referred by anyone. Today I will be talking about it practical which is related to naive Bayes again with respect to restaurant waiting problem. The first and foremost thing that I need is the data. I'll refer to same data that I used in the decision tree program. This dataset tells you that there are 4 feature columns: reservation, raining, bad service, and Saturday. Their values are stored as true or false, where true means 1 and false means 2. The last column represents the result. Note that I have not specified the header row, I'll specify that in the program. Now let me start with the program. One way to solve this is to use ready-made libraries, in which case the program becomes simple. You just have to use the specific naive-Bayes classifier class and the rest of the procedure is similar to the previous two programs. But for a change, let me write a program using my own logic which is based on how we solve the problem by calculating the probabilities. Let me show my version of the program. Here it is. At the top, I have imported pandas library. There is a definition of function called predict after that, but I will discuss it later. Call underscore names variable contains all the names of the columns, as I had not specified header row in the CSV file. Next, I'll read the data and put it into hotel data. Feature underscore calls just contains names of the feature columns. X and Y variables will contain the actual feature data and result column respectively. This entire procedure is same as previous programs. Before I continue, I would like you to go through the link to understand how naive-Bayes approach works by calculating probabilities, because my program replicates that procedure. So let's start. The main idea of this program is to make use of dictionaries to store the probability values of the data. For example, say the response column, which is result. This column has mainly two values, wait and leave. I'll have to count how many times each value appears in the data. So for response feature, I can create a dictionary in which there will be two keys, wait and leave, and the value of the keys will be their probabilities. In some other example, perhaps there can be more than two values in the result column, which will then generate that many number of keys in the dictionary. Got it? Okay, so at line 26 I'll create an empty dictionary. Next I'll find unique values of response column using a set. Then for each value in the set, I'll add key and value set to 0. The arrow will show you the result. Then I'll find how many rows and columns are there in the data using the shape. Clear so far? Okay, what I did with response or Y column, I have to do the same for X. X also needs to be converted into dictionary, but this dictionary will be slightly complex. What I did with Y or response column, I have to do the same for each feature column, but the names and the number of feature columns can be anything. So first, I need to create a dictionary with each feature column name as a key. Each column has some set of unique values, like leave and wait. These also should be represented using a dictionary. For example, reservation column has 1 and 2. So 1 and 2 will be keys of dictionary who will hold some value. Next, what I need to store is in reservation column, when the value is 1, how many times wait or leave is there in Y. But that itself is a dictionary. In short, there will be 3 levels of dictionaries. Wait a bit, the program and the output will clarify the things. At line 35, I'll use a loop using which I am accessing each feature column one by one using x.ilog in the bracket colon comma call. I have to find unique values in this column, so I'll pass them to set. So unique values of that column are stored in feature name set. Then I'll create a dictionary called feature probabilities. This will be a dictionary where there will be keys representing each feature name. The value of each key will be a dictionary as indicated in line 38. The keys of this second level dictionary are the unique values in the column, that is feature name set. Thus, for each item in feature name set belonging to feature name, I'll copy a dictionary from resp_probabilities because similar values I want to store. Check the output. At present, all values are initialized to 0 as I have not read the actual data. To read the data, what I have to do is to count the number of weights and leaves in the response column, as well as to count how many weights and leaves are there for each unique value present in each feature. That can be time consuming. So what I can do is I will visit each row of the data set only once. When I am in a row, I do the counting for each value present in each feature column as well as the response column and make suitable changes in the dictionaries. Let me show you the program. At line 43 and 44, I have just shown a demo how feature probability dictionary is being used using 3 level of keys. At line 46, I'll use loop to go to each row one by one. Suppose I am in row R and say the column is response or Y. Remember that for Y, weight and leave have been initialized to 0. In column Y at row R, suppose the value is weight. That means I have to increment count of weight by 1. This is what is done in line 47. ilog with subscripts is used to access the data frame like an array. Same thing I have to do for each feature column. Hence, at line 48, I'll use loop to traverse the columns. Check line 43 and 44 to understand line 49. Thus, our counting is done. You can check the values by adding some additional print statements which I have added from line 51 to 53. But I want probability values and not the count. Now next task is to convert the counted values into probability values. Here the idea is if feature probabilities in the bracket reservation in the bracket 1 in the bracket weight is 6 and responsibility in the bracket weight is 9, then the final feature probability will be 6 divided by 9. Same thing is done in next few lines between 55 to 59. Since there are 3 levels of dictionaries, there are 3 for loops. This loop will calculate the probability values for all feature set data. After that, I'll calculate the probabilities of Y column in line 62 and 63. And then I'll print all these things just to make sure that everything is going fine. Now let me accept customer data to predict the output. Lines 71 to 74 will do that for you. From this, I'll create a dictionary with key values pairs representing the customer case and pass it to the predict function along with feature and response probabilities. Now let me take you to the predict function. Please go through the theory once again of how to find answers using probability calculation using map approach to understand this part. The first step is to know how many keys are there in the answer. Here there are 2, weight and leave, that will be stored in ans keys. Then I'll create a dictionary to store answers of all the calculations for each key whose value will be initialized to 0 at the beginning. Then at line 8, I'll start the loop to traverse each response key. Ans values in the bracket resp key will be initialized to probability of that key from the response. This then will be multiplied by the probabilities of each feature. Notice the use of features in the bracket cust feature in the bracket cust val in the bracket resp p. Here features means the feature probabilities. Cust feature and cust val will indicate the feature name and its value entered by the customer. Resp key will contain weight or leave. At line 13, I'll print the answers. Note that I'm not finding normalized values because to predict the output, only the maximum value is needed. At line 17, I'll use a loop to find which one has maximum value. In this case, whether weight or leave. Accordingly, this key, weight or leave, will be returned by the predict function. Check the output. That's it, folks. I have demonstrated the first 8 practicals from the syllabus. Hope you must have followed all of them. Enjoy learning AI. Thanks for watching.